In other news, Princess Harry, sorry. I mean, Prince Harry is continuing to just slut his entire life out for money. Princess Harry, sorry. Prince Harry is coming out with a book, a memoir, which he allegedly got paid $20 million to write. And I guess if they said, listen, we're going to give you $20 million, you better dig deep and come up with something. Because your life is not that interesting. So you better just, every single weird personal detail, we're going to need that for this $20 million, homie. And it's looking like he's brought all the goods. He's talked about, first of all, you would think with Meghan and him, all the things that they said about the royal family, like, did they call her the N-word? Did they call her like, where's the smoking gun? Like, where's the smoking gun? Because they made it seem like they were like in some sort of like prison camp over there. And then go ahead.
No, I was just because Harry just seems like he's throwing a ton of shit at the walls to see what sticks at this point. Because it's like, I don't know what, I mean, he's like Will Smith right now. You're just divulging fucking everything. No one cares. No one wants to know what's going on in your person. I mean, a lot of people do want to know, but I personally don't. I'm so fucking sick of hearing about it.
Well, do you want to care? Do you want to know that Prince Harry's actually circumcised? This is in the book.
Is he? I didn't know that. That is interesting, actually.
That's interesting. Whether Prince Harry's, you were curious about that?
Well, I did. Usually it's like for Jewish people. I didn't know, I mean, it seems like that's like a rite of passage for Jewish people. Like,
so you're glad you're glad that he divulged that in the book, that he's.
You see, that's something that people want to know. You know what I mean? Like all the other shit, I could care less about. But it's like I didn't know that. That is something that's fascinating. It paints a whole new picture on who he is. So that's an interesting fact about him, I guess.
Oh, so you're not mad that he shared that information? You're actually that's worth the $20 million.
I think if you're getting paid $20 million, we want to hear, are you circumcised or not? Just answer the question.
Right. I get it. I understand. Right. For $20 million, that's the tip of the iceberg. No pun intended, huh?
Right. Huh. Right.
Tip, circumcised, get it?
The iceberg, because of Titanic.
Well, no, not the what does the iceberg have to do with? Oh, man. Wow. All right. He also talks about his circumcised dick freezing when he was skiing once.
Okay.
I mean, just this one piece of mundane information after another piece of mundane information, and I'm just like, you're just whoring yourself out. And Meghan's got a book coming out. I'm like, your life is not that interesting. You're like a working actress who was married once. You're like, why are you writing a memoir? Like, who gives a shit about your life, Meghan? And Harry, like, the fact that, like, you're in there talking about you froze your little dick off when you were skiing, and that the little dick that you got frostbite on is circumcised. I don't care about any of this. And then he's talking about the big news is that him and his brother, I don't know if he's princess or prince or king or soon to be king, or he's just Charlie ball game. Like, the big news is that him and Charlie, his brother Charlie, got into a fight.
No, his brother's not. Oh, Charlie, right.
Isn't it
Charlie,
Charles?
yeah.
Prince Charles?
Charles, yeah. And he calls him Harold. I heard in the book that he called him Harold. I thought that was cool too. He said, like, relax, Harold. Like,
during the incident?
He said something about Harold. I thought that was really tight that he called him Harold.
But the big breaking news is that Prince Charles and Prince Harry, the two brothers, got into a fight one time before a wedding, and Charles pushed down Harry, and Harry fell in the dog bowl, and his ass got wet, and the dog bowl broke. And I'm like, this is what you're talking about? And, like, you're making it seem like, what else are you supposed to do with your brother except for get beaten up, harassed, and harangued by your sibling? That's what siblings do. Like, my brother once chased me into a bathroom and broke the door down with a hockey stick. Like,
Right.
like, that's fun.
That's
Like, that's what that's what life is about. That's like the joy, and that's the benefit of having a sibling. Like, I threw a dart in my brother's face once. That's dope.
That is dope. Like a dart, like an actual dart with like the fucking.
I threw a dart right into his cheek. And let me tell you something.
Wow.
The next time I threw darts, he wasn't standing so fucking close.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Man. See, that's just isn't that just called having a brother?
That's
you
just
know,
having,
I mean,
yeah, like he's like, oh, Charles pushed me down. Like, you little bitch. You sound like a bitch, man.
you sound like a pussy. I
Like,
mean,
you got
my
siblings?
and I. Yeah, my siblings and I, we used to just physically attack each other often. You know, sometimes for fun, sometimes not for fun. But you know, I have two older brothers. It was basically WWE whenever we were trying to figure out who was going to play video games. You know, I didn't write a book about it. I understood that's a rite of passage when you're a younger sibling. You know what I mean? And I mean, like, I had so many things that happened to me. I mean,
Like what? Did they ever beat the shit out of you? Did your brothers ever like fucking kick your ass?
I didn't get my ass beat. There were other like ways.
Because I got to tell you, and I want to hear your story. And I asked a question, and I don't mean to interrupt. I got to tell you, now that I've asked that question, like, if I was your older brother, I would fucking kick your ass all the time.
I understand what you're saying. I don't know why. I don't understand why you're saying that. Like, you still want to do that. Like, you got like a look in your eye where you're like, I kind of still want to do that.
Like, you guys just celebrated the holidays. It was Hanukkah, New Year. Did your two brothers and your sister jump you over the holidays?
No, we don't really fight like that. And you know what? I've thought about what you're saying, and I think that maybe I'd be better off in life had I been beaten, had my father beat me, if my brothers like physically really attacked me in like a really bad way. I think that like I would be stronger, and I wouldn't look like I have this punchable face. Like because I've heard that from like time and time again. I've heard that from two different people in my life. Like, you have a punchable face, and maybe it's because it didn't get punched and there wasn't any of that residual damage that happened to me. And I think that maybe I would have been better off. But my brother, like, he set my hair on fire as a kid.
Right. That's good.
You know, like, my brother, there was actually one time where my brother, he put me in a cardboard box outside by the mailbox, and he addressed it to Africa. And, you know, he gave me a blanket and some Oreos to keep me quiet. And thankfully, my mom came home and she noticed that I was in this box. Like, they tried to mail me to another country. Like, they didn't want me. And I think that, like, I guess you could say my brother pursued a career in human trafficking, you know, back then.
That's what he should be doing. My brother once sprayed my dick with Brute cologne, and it stung.
I think that's just looking out for you.
No, it stung so bad. He sprayed my cock and balls, which I'm not going to divulge here, like fucking Harry, whether I'm circumcised or not, because no one cares. He sprayed my cock and balls with Brute cologne. One time my brother was beating me up so bad, and I remember he was in his underwear, his tighty whities. This is before they started making boxer shorts, and he was beating me up so bad. The only way I could get him off me is I stuck my finger up his ass. I mean, these things happen, Harry. Your brothers beat you so bad where the only way to get them off you was to stick your finger up their ass, right? Right?
No, that's never happened to me. I think that's like you maybe exploring your sexuality in a weird incestual way because you were confused. That's fine, but that is a strange. That's strange. You see, you're talking about things that like I don't think a lot of other people can relate to. I never put my finger up my brother's ass as a kid.
I didn't say I got to the knuckle. I am saying that. Listen, I deserved whatever I got. When my brother would take it to the level where like I was scared. Yeah. I deserved it. I harassed and harangued my brother all the time. So if I said stop and he didn't stop, I deserved it. But at a certain point when you say give, stop, oh, I'm hurt, and you don't get off, and I'm trying to get him off, and he's stronger than me, he's bigger than me, I'm gonna get creative. I'm gonna get out by any means necessary. And that particular time, like I said, I didn't go knuckle deep. I probably went just a little bit past the fingernail, but I stuck my finger right up his ass. I stuck my finger.
That's called fisting. That's what you didn't go knuckle deep. Like you have to like explain you didn't go knuckle deep. The fact that you even had like a fucking just the tip of your finger up there is disgusting.
How am I supposed to get him off? He's stronger than me. I was probably like 9. He's 11. He's stronger than me. I couldn't get him off. He had on his underwear. I had to get him off. The only way it was like a dog. They say when like dogs, pit bulls, when they've latched onto somebody, they say to stick your finger up their ass to get them off somebody.
I saw there was a fight at like Madison Square Garden. I remember seeing a fight where people were like, do you remember seeing that fight where they were tackling each other and they were punching each other, and some random guy came up behind the other guy and put his finger up his ass, and it like stopped the whole fight.
That's
like
what I'm
literally
saying.
Stopped.
It's a self-defense mechanism. Listen, right. I was in a street fight. The guy bit my ear. So it's the same type of thing. It's like you're losing the fight, bite his ear. You're losing the fight, stick your finger up his ass. There's no shame in the game.
By all means necessary. Yeah, I understand that. You have weird like when I was 9, my brother made me like go to my neighbor's house and steal paint cans and ladders and all sorts of hardware from our neighbor's house so that he could build a fort. And that neighbor actually called the cops, and I was almost arrested for attempted robbery back then. Like you might have a book in you. You might have a biography book, being that I'm sure you'll do your book for like way less than Harry did. Oh yeah, easily. I mean, I'm not writing a book. Absolutely, pay me like $200. I'll get on that book. Simon and Schuster, if you're listening, I'm fucking here, man. We should write. Maybe we should work on that together. But it's just a part of having a sibling, and that's some real pussy
Stop
shit.
whining. You got your Netflix docuseries. Now you and Megan are both writing books. Like, God damn, and like your lives are not that interesting. You're not that interesting. You're not victims. Like you said, you didn't want anything to do with the royal family, but all you do is talk about the royal family. Like just move on with your life. Go away somewhere. Like get out of here, man.
I agree. Having you as a brother, God, just thinking about that would be a fucking nightmare.
Oh, if I was a big brother to you, I would fuck you up, man.
Oh, that would be a fucking nightmare, man.
And I bet you a lot of people feel that way. Like, oh yeah, if Dean Collins is my little brother, I'd be beating his ass all the time. I bet you a lot of people watching this and a lot of people listening are like, oh yeah, if that was my little brother, I'd be fucking him up real nice and real proper like. Oh yeah, I bet you a lot of people are feeling that way.
That makes a lot of sense as to why your brother doesn't even live in America at this point, because he's in Canada, right? He had to get the fuck away from your ass. He had to literally flee the country so that he doesn't have to see your face every day. I mean, you are a fucking terror. And if I was your brother, I'd be doing the same thing. I'd be moving to fucking England too. I'd be moving to Canada. I'd go anywhere I could to not be in your presence. Fuck Thanksgiving, Christmas, all that shit. I'd start a whole new life without you.
Yo, I'm out. I appreciate you guys watching. Leave a comment. Okay, ask a question, leave a request, okay? Leave it all, subscribe, rate, and review, and I appreciate you guys watching.